Welcome to part 11 on how I produce this artwork. It's a mixed media artwork, and today we're going to talk about how I mounted the work and then installed it into this floating frame. Okay, so I made my board that I'm going to mount the piece to. It's you'll see a previous video on how I make these. So this is ready to go, and here's the piece I'm going to mount. And I'm just going to essentially mount it on top of here. I'm going to mount it on here using this varnish medium. It's just a gloss medium. You can use any medium that you'd like. This one is going to be a gloss medium, but I am going to go back over this to finish this with a matte medium, so it won't be real shiny. I don't care for it to be too shiny, and just a cheap brush that I'm going to use. And essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the matte medium on this side and the matte medium on this side. I'm going to put it together, put a press on it, and let it sit for a day. And I'm going to cover it with a, you'll see how I do it. I'll cover it with a acetate and come back a day later and it'll be as flat as can be. So let's get started. So I'm going to put it on there liberally. I want to make sure that everything sticks. Don't worry about the edges too much. Those can always be cleaned up, and I'm going to have to trim before I'm done anyway. Now when you put it on, you can move it around a little bit to make sure it's centered. I'm going to bias it so that it comes a little closer to the bottom. I'll show you in a second here. Okay, it's on there nicely. Kind of want to go biased on the bottom. Make sure I got it as even as I possibly can. Looks like I got to go this way. So you can see I can move it a little bit. No, I think that's good actually. Just a little tiny more. Start in the middle, go out towards the edge. I don't want any wrinkles. And I finish it with a brayer. And I'll just go over it with my brayer. Yep, that's good. We go over the edges. That end's down, but this end doesn't feel down right here. So let's just make sure we get that a little more down. There we go. Yeah, I want all my edges to be down. So far it feels like all the corners are down. Okay, so I'll just put a piece of acetate over it. I just got a regular board here, and I'll put that over it. Then I'll put a bunch of these boards on top of that. Okay. Now I'll let it sit, and I give it plenty of time to dry. Of course, it's, not a lot of air in there, so it's going to take some time to dry. I'm going to give it 24 hours. I'm going to come back tomorrow, and then I'll trim the edges. Okay, it's been 24 hours, so let's take off the supports here and see what we got. Okay, that looks really good. Little overspill there, no big deal. But see how it's nice and flat and very secure now. It's not bumpy at all. It looks really good. So now what I'll do is I'll just trim it. I'll just use a carpet blade, and I'll just trim the edge here real carefully. Okay. I think I'm going to do it this way. I should have done it this way in the first place. There we go. Just using the edge to help me guide my knife. There we go. Corners look really good. A little more detail on the corners. There we go. Okay. See there? Real nice, square, and ready to mount. Okay, I'm done with this now. I actually put a coat of matte finish over it. It keeps it all very homogeneous. And now it's time to put this into this frame that I constructed. I actually used Michael Alm's video on that, and I'll put a link on how he does his, and I did mine pretty much the same way he does his. And so first thing I need to do is I need to place this in here and even it out. So I have these shims. It's a variety of different shims, and I've already pre-fit this before the video, and I noticed that the top gap and the side gaps are not going to be exactly the same, but I think it's okay once you put it onto the wall and you get the shadows of the frame around it. And then this frame, I used mahogany for this. I thought that matched really well with the color here. So in any case, I think, and I carefully place these shims in here and give myself some room. There we go. Now it's nicely evened, and it's time for me to secure the painting to the frame. Now what I have here are, I have interior wood frame wood screws, and I pre-measured to make sure that they wouldn't go through. That would be terrible. And so let's just put that in there. All right, nicely within the piece set, real nice. Now I'll just put on a wire, and it'll be ready to hang. Now sometimes what I'll do is I'll go in and I'll put like a black paper mat, or even just a butcher paper type mat on the back, just to seal this off, and then go in and put in the wire. But what I also like to do is, I'm not really a fan of signing my work on the front. So what I do is I sign my work on the back, and that gives it the authenticity. I will also, when I sell this, I'll sell this with a letter of authenticity. And so, but that's what gives this authenticity. And you'll see that's often done these days, where art is displayed in a very minimal way. And a lot of times they won't frame it, and there won't be any signature in the front, because they don't want to disturb the aesthetics of the front. But then they'll just sign it in the back, and that gives it its authenticity. Okay, let's put the wire on. Okay, voila, there you go. The artwork is done. Now it's time to move on to another one. I hope you enjoyed this, and stay tuned for more of this type of work. Thank you so much for watching these videos. I have a lot of fun putting these together. I hope that I can inspire others in regards to whatever artwork you do, and enjoying the process of watching how artwork is done and perhaps producing it yourself. I'd really appreciate a like and subscribing to my channel, as well as if you would like to support me, you can do that on Patreon. I often post on Instagram my artwork as well as bonsai work. But I'd like to leave you with the idea that art is a journey. It's important to enjoy the process.